Along the 11-mile stretch of road that is the Berlin Turnpike, you'll find a number of motels that aren't just home to travelers passing through. Oftentimes, there are people who have made these motels their homes, whether they cannot afford to live in an apartment or are making temporary living arrangements. These people are mostly those who are drug addicts, poor, or down on their luck. There are school buses that pull in specifically to certain motels on the Berlin Turnpike because children live there. These are their somewhat permanent residences. What's more is the amount of human trafficking and sexual activity that occurs in the pike. It's no secret that you can rent rooms for hours at a time, and many people use this to their advantage to seek prostitutes or have affairs. There is a more sinister side to this. While prostitution in the area is not uncommon, there is one particular case that involves sex trafficking. In 2007, Dennis Paris and Brian Forbes were brought to justice and sentenced to more than 25 years in prison on charges that they forced 2 teenage girls to work as prostitutes. The 2 women endured 4 months of slavery, being forced to cooperate with them. Paris and the men who worked with him hooked the girls in heroin so that if they refused, their daily heroin supply would be cut off. The reality of what goes on behind closed doors in the motels in the Berlin Turnpike reflects a serious issue. As a young woman, I was too afraid to step out of the car to take these photos, so they were all taken while I was inside of my vehicle. I felt as though I was in danger in these areas, even in broad daylight. There were people who looked at me as I drove by and came outside, who were clearly on drugs, and so I felt unsafe. These motels are hubs for illegal activities, and though there are drug busts and arrests made all the time, they are by no means safe. These motels are no longer for travelers, they are for full-time residents.